I got one question for you. Is your credit score stuck? It's between the 600 and the 700. One day your credit score is up. The next day your credit score is down. You all frustrated trying to figure out what to do. Don't worry, I got you. I'm going to show you how to fix it. So with that being said, you already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. So in today's class, I'm going to give you some actionable steps so you can get unstuck when it comes to your credit. So with that being said, go grab a pen, go get some paper, and you know what you got to do, because class is going to be a good one. Yo, there could be numerous reasons why your credit score is stuck. However, the most important thing, you have to identify what's holding your credit score back. So I know most of y'all have Credit Karma, and what I want you to do is pay attention. Even though you should have your credit report, however, I know some of y'all have Credit Karma, but I want you to pay attention. If you don't have a credit report, I want you to go grab one. The link's in the description. Go grab your credit report. However, for right now, we're gonna look at Credit Karma. Now, when it comes to trying to figure out why your credit score is stuck, there could be, like I said, there could be plenty of reasons why your credit score is stuck. However, what you want to do is just pay attention. Is your payment history messed up? So is your payment history like below 100%? Is your utilization not at 0%, right? If your utilization is too high, of course, that's one of the reasons why your credit score is stuck. Because 35% of your credit score is payment history, and 30% of your credit score is utilization. That's like 65% of your score, right? So that's the biggest chunk of your credit score. So these two reasons could be key. However, you might have derogatory marks as well. Now, when it comes to derogatory marks, it means do you have a repossession, eviction, charge off? Those are derogatory marks, right? So you have to identify, or collection. So if you have a lot of collection, your credit score is going to go up and down, up and down. As you remove stuff off and you start adding, your credit score might go up. However, when stuff come off, until everything negative come off, you're not going to see a true score, especially if your utilization is not at least 0%, right? Because if your utilization is at 3%, 2%, 9%, 10%, you're not going to be able to see a true score, right? So you want to be able to have 0% utilization. You want to have no derogatory marks, right? And you don't want to be applying for credit as well, because if you're applying for credit and adding new accounts, it's going to mess up your credit age. So if it messes up your credit age, your credit score is going to fluctuate. So the most important thing is, depending on what your goals are, is depending on what you're trying to do in a way to improve your credit. However, the most important thing is getting these derogatory marks off your credit report. Now, another key thing could be total accounts, right? Now, if you don't have enough credit, then you're not gonna really get a credit score, because you're not gonna have enough credit reported to get a FICO score. And hard inquiries, of course, plays a factor. However, it's not gonna it's not gonna mess up your credit score a lot, because hard inquiries is just 10% of your credit score, and 10% of what the credit score point system is 550 points, and that's just 55 points. I break it down in plenty of my other videos. However, this is not a major factor. These two is a major factor, and this as well, right? So this is a major factor as well of why your credit score. So you have to understand, you have to pay attention to what's holding your credit score back. Now, if you have a lot of derogatory marks, I don't want you focusing on your credit score, right? Because Credit Karma is not really your true credit score. The banks are not looking at Credit Karma. What they're looking at is a real FICO score. So don't be paying attention to Credit Karma. What you need to be paying attention to your credit report, right? Now, if you have a lot of derogatory marks, right? If you have a lot of collection, if you have a charge or a repossession, a bankruptcy, if you have some of those items on your credit report, you have to get those removed in order for your credit score to be unstuck. Now, if your payment history is at 99%, you got to fix that as well. If your credit usage is not at 0%, because a lot of people tell you 30, 20, no, you got to be at 0% usage, right, to see your real true credit score, and as well as to not these to get rid of these collections off your credit report. So if you have a collection, I have a 7-step process, right? Now, with this 7-step process, a lot of people, go out of order, like, should I do this? Should I do that? However, if you just follow the process, I know I have a lot of videos going out of order as well. However, I just want you to, I wanted to show you it's possible to get negative items removed. However, if you follow the step-by-step formula, there is more success on removing those derogatory items, right? So the key thing is, I have a lot of videos going more in depth in each step. So I'm not gonna go how to analyze your credit report. I'm not gonna show you how to do everything, right? What I wanna do is just break down the process, because once you follow the steps, A lot of people go to 1, then 3 to 9. No, follow the formula. So the formula is having a clear having a clear goal on what you really want. Because if you're not working towards something, you're probably going to quit. You're probably going to give up. You're going to be like, man, this is too hard. So if you have a goal, then you'll be able to execute off that goal because it's like really big that you really want it. For me, it was a house. For you, it might be a car. For you, it might be business funding. So when I first started fixing my credit, it was trying to get my house. I got my first house, right? And then the next step is analyzing your credit report. Now, analyze, we just talked about analyzing, right? So don't go disputing, right? When you see negative items, don't go disputing. Just analyze it, see what's holding your credit score back. Do you have a collection? Do you have a charge off? Your payment history? Is your utilization too high? Do you have too many hard inquiries? Is your if you got a bankruptcy? Do you have what's holding your credit? Do your student loans? Is all that you got to analyze it first. Is the open date last active, the account number, is it not matching? Does this account even belong to me? You got to pay attention to everything. So just get your credit report first, analyze it. Don't do nothing. Don't do no dispute. Do not dispute. I'm gonna say it again. Do not dispute, right? Just analyze it first. Now, the next step you want to do is clean up your personal information. Don't go freeze the snitches. Don't go set everybody up. Don't go build credit. Don't do the KO method. Clean up your personal information first, right? Now, get it as clean as possible, right? I know sometimes you can't get every address or every name detached and stuff like that. But the most important thing is cleaning up your personal information. Your personal information are attached to all those negative accounts. So if you could think back to when you was living, when you applied for that account, right? You want to remove that personal information. And if that account don't belong to you, you definitely want to remove that personal information. So clean up your personal information. Your name is misspelled wrong. I'm pretty sure your name's misspelled wrong plenty of times, as well as your address is messed up as well because they might have a number off. They might have 2 different letters in your address. A street might be a road and court, whatever, right? Clean up your personal information. Now, if you've been moving, you want to be living at one spot because if an underwriter looks at your credit report, then they're going to be like, all right, this person doesn't seem like they're stable. So clean up your personal information. Have one name, one address, one phone number, and one job history, right? And don't have all of these different addresses, different phone numbers, because the underwriter is going to look at you as unstable. So clean this part up. Now, once you clean this part up, then you go to the next step, freeze the snitches. Now, a lot of people will go to set everybody up. No, just freeze the snitches. LexisNexis. Snitches mean secondary agency. You got to hush them up. Just hush them up, right? So freeze the snitches. Now, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, SageStream, CheckSystem, ARS. There are so many trust factors. There are like so many people that are reporting on you that you don't even know about. So the key thing is hushing them up, silence them from talking, because it's going to help you in the process of getting things removed. Clean up your personal information, freezing the snitches. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed that everything's going to come off. However, doing the necessary steps will help you getting things removed. Now, another important step, after you freeze the snitches, right, after you do that, the next thing is setting everybody up. Now, what I mean by setting everybody up is you don't want to dispute, you don't want to send off a letter saying, remove this item off my credit report. What you're telling the credit bureau is you're going to grab the free secret letter. It's free. The link is in the description. Grab the free secret letter. Now, the free secret letter is going to properly set them up. And what it does is it's telling the credit bureaus just to investigate the accounts, make sure everything is reported 100% accurate. Now, after you get that key of everything is reported 100% accurate, you tell the credit bureaus 2 things is going to happen. Either the account gets removed or the account says 100% verified, everything is correct. Now, we know that everything's not 100% correct, well, because we analyzed our credit report first. We saw the open date, the account number. We saw all that information. So what you want to do is make sure you, when you get your credit reports back, you want to make sure you look at it. You want to cross-reference from the previous month to this month, right? Make sure that the open date, the date last active, the account number, the balance, everything is 100% accurate. If it's not 100% accurate, this is when you proceed to the next step. Well, in the meantime, you're going to proceed to the KO method. But in between them 30 days that you're waiting for the disputes to come back or the results to come back, you're going to be building your credit in the meantime, right? Because if you don't have a credit card, if you don't have an installment account, you're hurting your credit score, right? So you want to add various accounts on your credit report. Now, what I mean by installment account, I mean personal loan, student loan, either a mortgage, right? Those are installment accounts, right? A car loan, they have an end date, right? They have 60 months, 12 months, it ends at a certain date. So to get an installment account, the key thing you should get is right now is either Self-Lender or Credit Strong, right? Those two installment accounts is going to help you build credit as well as help you save money. So those in Lockbox, that's another place you can go to as well. Now, if you don't have a credit card, a revolving account or a credit card, store card, charge card. Let me say it again, a revolving account, credit card, store card, charge card. So you want to have a mixture of all three, right? So to get a real credit card, you can go to Tomo Credit Card, right? You can go to Grain. There are many places you can go to get. Self also changes into a credit card after a time. So what you want to do is get a credit card if you don't have one. Get a line of credit. Get added onto one of your brother's, sister, family members' credit card if their credit score or that credit card is in good standards. Now, make sure if you get added to anybody's credit card, make sure it's 100% payment history. The utilization is below 10%. Those two things are key. If it's not, that's going to be reported onto your credit report, and you're going to be working backwards and not forward, right? So after you do that, the KO, hope y'all got that. Now the KO method is key because now you have all the evidence. Now what I mean by all the evidence is, according to the law, right, everything has to be 100% accurate, and as well as they have to just basically follow a step-by-step guide process to make sure everything is reported correctly. Now if it's not, it's supposed to be removed. That's according to the law, right? So make sure everything is 100% accurate. Now, if everything is not 100% accurate, then you want to grab this dispute guide. Now, with this dispute guide, there are letters in here to properly set everybody up. And when you have all the evidence, the credit reports, you want to send it to CFPB. You want to send it to the Attorney Generals. You also want to file a complaint with the BBB. Now, once you do all that, now you're going to start seeing some movement because you're basically putting the credit bureaus under fire, and this is going to help you clean up your credit. So if you need any help, if you need any assistance and you're tired of doing it, just let me know in the comments or hit me up on Instagram at Dave Talks Money. Also, I am coming up with a 1-800 number so you'll be able to call in, so look out for that. And I appreciate y'all for watching my videos. Thank you for getting me to 20,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Thanks for showing love, and I'll see you in the next video.